Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this 100% truth. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And I just realized that I didn't change the title. So I'll have to go back and change the title of this lesson later. But this lesson is pretty much going into how Esau, man, he is a cunning, slick, sly devil. He is very crafty. Okay, the scriptures, we're going to look up that word crafty. This man is extremely crafty in his movements and in his schemes, plots. He's very crafty. You have this guy, Donald Trump. Let me see. Donald Trump, former president, Donald J. Trump. It says he unveils his plan to improve quality of life in the United States. And see, what's taking place is you had Trump in there. Okay. Now, when Trump went up against Biden, it was pretty much a toss-up. Nobody knew who was going to win. Brothers, kind of thought that Trump might get back in there, but said don't be surprised if Biden gets in there. Boom, all of a sudden, they put Biden in there. Now, they put Biden in there to pretty much accelerate their plan, okay? They put Biden in there to accelerate their plan even more because Biden plays the role of this incompetent president who, is really virtually too old to be doing a job. In all actuality, there really should be somebody in there younger than him. He's really not doing anything. We know that these presidents are puppets, okay? But in the minds of the people, I'm just putting the perspective of people that believe in this system. They're looking at Biden as if he's incompetent. We should have never voted out Trump. We got to get Trump back in there. And that's the role that Trump is playing. He's playing that savior to what has been the worst presidency in the history. You look at inflations, you look at the prices, you look at the derailments, you look at the infrastructure, the supply chain. I mean, the war in Ukraine, the world is in chaos. So Trump is playing the role of a great white hope, for these Edomites, first and foremost, but also for 2/3 of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who also, you believe in this man's system. You also think this place is about to go back to prospering. All right, the scriptures say, and Trump, what Trump is doing, he's selling you the New World Order. Okay, he's selling you the NWO also. Remember, it's two wings to the same eagle. They talk about you got the left wing and you got the right wing. Well, if you have a left wing and you have a right wing, then that means that left wing and that right wing is on one bird, okay? And that one bird has one mind, you see? And these make up the beast. Let me go to Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. You see, so Babylon's not going to be healed. America's not going to go back to prospering. It's not going to go back to prosperity. The things that Trump is speaking about, it sounds good, and it is exactly what America needs. That's why he's saying it. But America's not going to go back to prosperity, man. This place is circling the drain. It says, Jeremiah 51 and 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go up every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And if Trump gets back in there, he's talking about, securing the border, getting these immigrants out, checking visas. He's coming to do a sweep. He's coming to send people back into their own land. And good for him, because anybody that's here, they're going to be melted in thermonuclear fire if they're not of the elect. Jeremiah 51 and 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and we are forsaking this place mentally. That's what it means by forsake her. And let us everyone go into his own country. So spiritually, we're in our own country too, man. Where are we spiritually? We're in Jerusalem, man. It says our conversation is in heaven, from whence cometh our hope. You know, it says, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So spiritually, we're in a whole nother city as well, man. But anyway, it says, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, right? That links up with Revelation, the 18th chapter, the 6th verse, where it says her judgment, or I think it's the 4th verse. You know, let me go there. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And like I said, I had to come back and change the title. I forgot to edit the title, so I don't know if this is live or not. But like I said, I just had to go back and change the title if it is live. It says Revelation 18 and 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven, right, saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Right, that's what I was speaking on earlier about mentally coming out of this place. Mentally, we're not here. Mentally, we're not listening to Trump and saying, yeah, man, I think when 2024 come around, I'm going to vote for Trump, man, because this is ridiculous. We're not sitting here thinking like that, man. You know, we can give a rat's ass about a damn election because it's not even, these presidents are not elected, they're selected. Okay? That's why you have the Electoral College. What's the Electoral College? Well, in the instance that, like, I believe it, like Al Gore. I think Al Gore, because you could win the popular vote, what they call it, the popular vote. So wait, I thought it was about popularity. I thought it was a popularity contest. That's why you do the campaigning and all that. But then the popular vote doesn't really count, because if the popular vote is beat by the electoral votes, then, you know, you don't win. And the electoral votes was, like I said, that was put in there for the rig. That was put in there so that the popular vote, so that the actual, what the people actually want, won't have to stand. They could just have the electorals vote. And the electoral, because each state has an electoral vote, however many, you know, it depends on how big the state is, you know, their market, how much money they make, shit like that, lobbying. So, for instance, I think like California might have like 50, you know, electoral votes. You know what I'm saying? California got like 50 electoral votes, and it's a state like Ohio might have like 24, but then a state like Montana might have only 2. You see? So you could win. Let's say you win the whole state of California. That's millions of people. Let's say you win 3 big states, all the big states. Let's say you win Texas, California, Florida, and Ohio. But then you lose all the other ones, New York, everything else. You might have more people that voted for you as far as millions, because you have these big states with high populace and they have a certain amount of electoral votes. But if you don't win all the other states, then technically you lose. So it's not even, your vote don't even really count, man. But anyway, I'm going to play this video because I want you to hear some things that he said.
Generations of Americans pursued big dreams and daring projects that once seemed absolutely impossible. They pushed across an unsettled continent and built new cities in the wild frontier. They transformed American life with the interstate highway system, magnificent it was. And they launched a vast network of satellites into orbit all around the Earth. But today, our country has lost its boldness. Under my leadership, we will get it back in a very big way. If you look at just 3 years ago, what we were doing was unthinkable. How good it was, how great it was for our country. Our objective will be a quantum leap in the American standard of living. That's what will happen. Here are just a few of the ways we can do it. Almost 1/3 of the land mass of the United States is owned by the federal government, with just a very, very small portion of that land, just a fraction, 1/2 of 1%. Would you believe that? We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. In other words, we'll act new cities in our country. I believe that. We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. In other words, we'll actually build new cities in our country again. These freedom cities will reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hard-working families, a new shot at home ownership and, in fact, the American dream. Another big opportunity is.
So you hear what he said? He said that he wants to make new cities, and it's not the first time that they keep talking about these new cities, these new societies. Okay, you have in Saudi Arabia where they was talking about the line. You know, they built this thing called the line, and it's pretty much like a skyscraper community, but the skyscraper extends like a line for hundreds of miles, man, and they already started building it. Because Esau wants everybody, they always be talking about 15-minute cities. The mayor of Cleveland, his name is Justin Bibb. Okay, he's a Jake, obviously a puppet. Okay, this guy is talking about he wants Cleveland to be the first 15-minute city. Why do they want to keep you? Why are they trying to encourage you, I should say, to stay within a 15-minute radius, or to have everything that you need within 15 minutes? Because that's as far as they want you to go. There's been articles about them wanting to make air flying like a luxury, you know, to be able to fly on a plane. You know how like a common person can go get a plane ticket and fly on a plane. They want to make that a luxury. They want to make that exclusive. They don't want people to the average person to have to be able to get on the plane and go to this city and that city. They don't want that no more. And in the NWA, they're not gonna have that. Everything's gonna be tracked. Everything's gonna be kept in a quarter. Everything's gonna be run like pretty much like a farm, like an ant farm. You know? Okay? Because he wants everything on a particular grid, and he wants that grid to be organized to where he can keep everything within his sights. All his subjects, all his slaves. So we're not ignorant, as the scriptures say. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Because, like I said, Trump is playing that role of, you know, the polar opposite, the better solution. You know, he's looking like, you know, how do I say it? It's a phrase that's on the tip of my mind, but I can't think of it. So I'm gonna go here. Revelation 13. And 11, it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." And that another beast coming out of the earth is talking about America. And the two horns, like I said before, represent, you know, that illusion of choice. You know, that illusion of choice that you get. But really, both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they're all here to forward the NWO. So now the infrastructure is in place. You know, the technology is here. You know, the people are more germ crazy. The people are more tap to pay, you know, savvy. So now they want to build these new cities, and best believe these are going to be smart cities. Best believe these cities are going to have you hooked up to the internet of all things. Okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if they phase, because that's why you have abandoned cities in China. It makes sense why you have abandoned cities in China now, because they built these new cities and they moved the people into the new city. They encourage the people to move into the new cities. They incentivize them to move into the new cities, you know? And so that way that these people can be locked into the grid. And so, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if people start moving out of certain cities, you know, and they damn near become abandoned. But this place ain't gonna get that far, man. You know, this place ain't got that much time. You know, the Lord could move at any time, because once they mandate that thing, thing's gonna move fast.
In transportation, dozens of major companies in the United States and China.
Now it says that he had two horns like a lamb, which represents the illusion of choice, the structure of government, how they do things. They do things in twos, the duality, you know. Democrat, Republican, which that goes back to ancient Rome. You had the plebeians and the patricians. Okay, so they give you that illusion of choice, but really it's just it looks like they're playing tug of war, but really, you know, they're working together. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." So Trump is gonna get in there, and Trump is just gonna accelerate the plan too, man. You see? The plan has been, they've been moving the plan forward, man, with Biden in office, man. They was moving the plan forward with Trump in office. We was happy that Trump was in there. You see? So no matter who they put in there, the prophecies of Yahweh Shema Shai are going to come to pass. But they're accelerating their plan. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. You see, so he's about to come down. Whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, it don't matter. They're going to come down on the saints of the Lord, which are the Israelites, you know, mainly, you know, the ones that are teaching this truth. Okay. You know, they really want to come down on the elect, but they won't be able to, you know, get all of the elect. Only some of the elect will be martyrs. Now, let me see what this dude talking about. Because that was pretty much the main point, dealing with the smart cities, the 15-minute cities, the new cities. These new cities, like I said, they're going to be smart cities. They're going to be fourth industrial revolution cities. Go look up what the fourth industrial revolution is. These cities and the inhabitants of them, they want them to be fourth industrial revolutionaries.
Are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals. Just as the United States led the automotive revolution in the last century, I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility.
You hear what this guy said, man? He want to create you know, hover vehicles, man. He's promising you hover vehicles, man. This guy is crazy, man. You know, like a personal helicopters, but he wants to pretty much make, like, instead of cars, you have these hover vehicles. Look, I'm gonna play that again. Listen to what he said.
Vertical takeoff and landing vehicle.
Vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. What is a vertical takeoff and landing vehicle? I haven't seen one besides like a helicopter. You know, you have jetpacks, you know, things like that. So he's talking about revolutionized travel. See, this is what they're going to sell you with. They're going to sell you on all this amazing new technology that we're going to be able to develop, okay, because we have this C-hip, man. You put the C-hip in your mind, you install it in the back of your ear, and you could control the hoverboard, or you could control the you know what I'm saying? You could control the jetpack with your mind. If you want to go here, you just think it.
Vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals.
Vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals, man.
Just as the United States led the automotive revolution in the last century, I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility. These breakthroughs can transform commerce, bring a giant infusion of wealth into rural America, and connect families in our country in new ways. Likewise, through our Strategic National Manufacturing Initiative, which is going to be very big and very, very successful, we will turn forgotten communities into hives of industry, producing the goods we will no longer import from China. We will also have a major initiative on lowering the cost of living, with a special focus on lowering the cost of a new car and lowering the cost to build a single-family home. And they will be beautiful homes. And I will ask Congress to support baby bonuses for young parents to help launch a new baby boom. Finally, I'll challenge the governors of all 50 states to join me in a great modernization and beautification campaign, getting rid of ugly buildings, refurbishing our parks and our public spaces, making cities and towns more livable, ensuring a pristine environment.
So yeah, man, that's it, man. These devils are slick, man. They're subtle. You know, they put Biden in there. He's stinking up the place. You know,